I feel committed to remaining prophetic, and by that I mean um, uh, acknowledging of um, the faults, but not and willing to look at where these faults will bring us if we don't correct them.
Well, I love this country, and it was my grandparents probably were my greatest influence in that love of America. My grandfather was born, my father was raised in Selma, Alabama. My grandfather was born in the South. And they saw things that you and I would not want to ever see. But one thing that he did to make sure that we had our own perspective on who we are and who we are in terms of our relationship with this country, he did not share any of that with us. He left, he was a minister. And so his message was of love, of fellow man doing unto others. And so my perspective is based on that.
Where we are right now as a society, I do feel that America needs to not be afraid of pluralism and diversity. It needs to recognize the contributions of everyone that's been a part of the American experience. It's, and understand that is not a weakness, that's a strength.
So I have kind of had this love-hate relationship, I think is the best way to characterize it with America. I think that the country foundationally has established, basic values and norms. And I think that for the most part, it's been portrayed as living up to those norms of honesty, dignity, respect for people, individual rights, freedom, etc. The ability to have your own business, the ability to make choices without the influence of government or undue influence of government anyway. However, I think the actual reality and the history has not been correctly told. Okay.
I'm really worried now. When I was, I guess, just around the time I started at Exeter, when I was 15, and I guess in the little period before, this was like 1969, I thought there was going to be a revolution. There was that time I really believed that we Black folks were going to rise up and there was going to be like a civil war. And I remember trying to get myself ready for that. Like, what role would I play? Could I pick up arms? Could I shoot people? But I saw that as such a strong possibility, which by the time I left Exeter, that had faded quite a bit. But this is probably the first time since then that I felt like, wow.
I think that the fact that I feel patriotic, or that any Black person feels patriotic at all, is a gift from God, given the historic ambivalence that our nation has shown towards its citizenry of African descent. And that's about the kindest thing I can say.